Yeah.
Yeah.
My face.
That's your face.
Yeah.
Hey there, what's happening? I wonder how they did that, both images too. Like, oh, that's cool. Let's do that again. All right, so when you had the little star effect, that would have been the aperture rings on the camera that shows those. Yeah. It's pretty good. Good afternoon, guys. Hola, amigo. Good afternoon, dear Fernando. What's up, John? Mr. Mesh Man in the house.
Yeah.
If you guys are interested in laser, go follow him on here because he does a lot of little laser tutorials, little design tutorials. They're really kind of cool. Is he inspecting for bugs that... No, that's all you, bro. That is all you. 111 degrees. Oh my god. You win. Hey, from Canada. What's going on? Hey guys, is your Monday going? How was your Monday going? Kind of crappy, not gonna lie. But, you know, what else is new? Sick? A little under the weather, not gonna lie. Both of us kind of a little, so, kind of sucks. But, that doesn't mean we're not gonna come on here and have fun with you guys. So, we're working on, is this a Focus?
This is Focus.
Focus.
Yes.
Working on a Ford Focus. Hey, from Israel. What's happening?
Hey.
Under the weather. A little under the weather. Yeah, kind of. Started to feel it yesterday, and crappy here too. Yeah. So just kind of, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and hopefully we'll all be better. Hey, Mr. Lopez, your doppelganger is in the back, about to hurt Dean. Yeah, he's gonna stab me with a flashlight. I put a sub in a BMW using an Epicenter Micro connected to the sub under the seat. When I turn the volume down, there is still a lot of bass gain set right. Should I change where connected the signal? There is still a lot of bass gain set right. Technically that's where you'd want to grab it. You can grab it closer to the amplifier, but it's really not going to make any difference. That is a 20 volt output to that BMW sub, so gains way down on that Epicenter is really where you're going to want to be, because there's a lot of signal coming into that, so you're maxing out the 20 volt input. If you want to put a voltmeter on it and actually see what kind of voltage is coming out of it, so that you can actually better set the gain, because there again, the gain, because it's a factory radio, you may be getting a false read. Knowing how much voltage is actually coming out of it is a better move. If you have a tone generator on your phone or whatnot, you can take your digital multimeter, put the AC, connect to the outputs that you tapped into or the inputs for your Epicenter Micro, and play a 40, a 50, a 60 hertz with the volume up to the level you're planning on playing it. It's not going to hurt your other speakers. You don't need to sit there and camp out. I would suggest having two people, one to work the volume control, then you to measure and see what kind of voltage you're getting out of the factory amplifier to that. Once you know that, then you can kind of get a better idea of where you need to have that gain setting on the Epicenter Micro. So if you're getting like 19 volts out of it, well, then you're going to want to make sure the gain is turned down pretty low. If you're getting 10 volts out of it, then you're going to want to be somewhere in the half range. So something to think about there. Would you prefer a Stinger High 10 or a Kenwood Exelon 1057 for a 2019 Tacoma? Well, they do make the Tacoma kit that looks really nice. It does look really, really nice in that car.
Yeah.
So knowing that, we've done the High 10. We've done the Kenwood in there, and which is what I was going to show you here. So this, hold on, let it flip around. This is this car. As you can see, this is the 1037 S Kenwood.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, it I didn't. This wasn't my but I mean, it's a big screen, whereas you can see in your Tacoma with that high 10 kit, it's gonna flush it in there a little better. So
I still love the screen on this Kenwood.
Oh, the screen is fabulous.
Yeah.
As far as screen goes, this kicks its butt.
Yeah. But as far as
looks,
how it look, yeah.
I mean, if I'm worried about how it looks, I'm probably gonna go high 10. If I'm wanting the best of the best as far as sound quality and everything else goes, I'm probably going Kenwood. Well, I am going Kenwood. Those are my two options. So I'm gonna go Kenwood. So that's what we got going on there. Anyway, so this is the ST Ford Focus, and that you just saw was the iData kit for this. So it's a very nice kit, looks great. Underneath it, let me flip back around here and kind of walk you through some of the cool things. So this is a pocket, and that is where your USB goes. Let me get this unplugged. And we will close this. Oh, hi, Fernando.
Hi, guys. Welcome to the show.
Alright, sorry. I needed more than one hand. So then this comes down. Now this is wireless CarPlay, so you actually don't need to plug in. It does still have the factory USBs that can be used for charge, but they're not necessary. They don't work anymore as far as interfacing with the radio. But you can connect to this wireless Android Auto, wireless CarPlay. You don't even need to go into here if you don't want to. You can keep that as like a little hidey spot. But it adds the hazard switch in here and the factory is actually built into the control system for it. So it's kind of nice. Hey guys, this is Scott from Silicon Valley, but I only have an Instagram account set up for my dogs. I understand. The Kenwood has a nicer screen. The Kenwood does have a nicer screen for sure. Which one has better CarPlay? CarPlay is going to be the same on both. CarPlay is universal, so CarPlay really doesn't matter which radio you have. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, they don't care. As long as you have something bigger than a 7-inch screen or close to a 7-inch screen, like I think a 6.9 will work, 6.8. CarPlay will function the same no matter what. I would not be able to get my meat hooks into that little cubby. Well, that's the nice thing, like I said, about this. Really, you don't really need to get into there unless you're trying to do wired CarPlay, and then you could just leave it plugged in and tuck it into there, because it will open and close with it still plugged in. So then you can just pull out the cable if you needed to. But for the most part, this will still charge down here, so there's really no reason to get to it, because it's wireless. So as soon as you get in the car, it's automatically going to pair up. For those of you guys that don't know how wireless works as far as Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, it actually works over Wi-Fi and not Bluetooth, because Bluetooth isn't a big enough pipe to move all this data across, so they use Bluetooth is really small, that's why it doesn't sound as good, but Wi-Fi fixes all that. So there's a Wi-Fi receiver set up in this that will receive the signal. It's not internet, it's just Wi-Fi, so it's peer-to-peer from your device, this thing here, to here. And that means you're going to get the better sound, you're going to get the fast response time, and all that other fun stuff. So, yeah. Okay, sorry, I was reading one of the comments. For the BMW, about the Sun, I noticed that the volume knob doesn't really do anything, and I have to use the bass knob from the M2 Micro to turn the bass down. That's a different story. That's kind of weird. No, the volume should control the subwoofer level. So here's what I would recommend is turn all your gains all the way down. The other thing too is when I was telling you about checking for voltage output, when you're doing that with the AC voltmeter, you could turn up and down. That's how you check for what's called variable voltage. You want to see like what the voltage is. You can take a nap. Okay. See what the voltage is low, see what the voltage is high. It should work with the volume knob. Sometimes if you turn your gains up too high on your products though, none of that stuff works, because gain is attenuation for voltage matching. And if you turn your gain up too high, then, and I'm not saying you did, I'm just giving you an explanation. If you turn your gain up too high, as you turn your volume down, you don't notice the change, because for one, you've maxed out the input gain by turning it up too high, and as you turn your volume down, you're not going to notice enough of a difference, because you've already overloaded the gain, and it's doing bad things. So you really need to get in there with a digital multimeter and find out what's going on. That'd be the first step, is check out what the heck is going on,
right.
Because it should go up and down with the volume. It should do all the fun things that it's supposed to do. So if it's not working like that, then there's definitely some kind of goofy stuff. All right, moving along. What would work killer with my hotspot in my? That would work killer with the hotspot in my truck. No, it wouldn't, because it's not a browser. Okay, so there is no browsing capability built into it. It is merely just a Wi-Fi receiver that does two things. One, it will either receive CarPlay. Two, it will receive Android Auto. That is it. It is not a browser that you can connect to the internet. It doesn't have any search capability. It is a peer-to-peer, one-function, ad hoc network that it creates. Nothing more, nothing less. That's all it'll do. So even though your car has a hotspot in it, it won't do anything with it. It sees it. It wouldn't know what to do. When you connect up to wireless CarPlay or Android Auto, it actually uses Bluetooth. That's how you connect it. It uses Bluetooth to do all the connecting and all the handing off to the Wi-Fi, because it doesn't want you to think that you can use the Wi-Fi for anything. So, like when we pair his phone to this, we're going to go through Bluetooth. The Bluetooth will go in, it'll create all the little passwords and all the OKs, and it'll hand it off to the Wi-Fi. So it's not, you can't even actually get to it to do anything with it. If you try to pair over Wi-Fi, it won't do it. Alpine Type R or Type X woofers, is it mid-range or mid-bass? Well, technically it's a mid-bass. But if we're talking a woofer, it would be we're just talking about the 6.5 on the door is a mid-bass.
It's a mid-bass.
Yeah. Also, the Type R has been redone. Those should start shipping here soon. They'll be gray. They're going to look totally different. They're going back to a standard size magnet. They're not using Neo anymore. And X has been discontinued and replaced with Status. Not F1 status, but just Status. And there again, it looks like an F1, has the same surround and whatnot. It's a composite cone. The new R-Type goes to a fiber, like a carbon fiber woven cone. All the new stuff has woven cones as opposed to their composite cones that they have now. So the new stuff is pretty intense. You can see it on their website. It's pretty awesome. Would you go high 10 or new Alpine Halo?
Halo's nice.
I love the new Alpine Halo, except for two things. There's two things about the new Alpine Halo that drive me crazy. And those are not user options, they're installation options. So as far as the radio goes, I think it's badass. I think it's awesome. The screen looks sexy. It's like the coolest thing ever. The two things that bug me about it are only going to be prevalent when you go to put it in. One, it doesn't have the standard clip-on microphone mount that every single radio since the advent of Bluetooth has had. It just comes with a flat tab that you're supposed to stick to something, which to me is the dumbest thing that you could ever possibly do. And I've already commented to them many times about it, saying we need to fix this shit. It's like a $2 part, and it's kind of dumb that you guys did this. What the hell are you thinking? So there again, these are minor things. And two, trying to screw this guy into that guy. What the hell? Oh my god. It is the most over-engineered thing imaginable. Like, they went full stupid on the mounting system. So those two things are what irritate me about the radio, which I'm willing to look past because you only have to do it once. And the radio is so good that it's worth dealing with it. But I can tell you, if you are going to install it, it is going to be a pain in the butt, and you're going to be like fighting with it. But once you're done, there again, you never have to deal with it again. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not, like I said, these are two minor things. Otherwise, pretty badass. And I like the fact that you can screw the knob to it, or put the knob somewhere in the car.
Yeah, either way.
I think I'd put it somewhere else. Like, you can get the extra little add-on knob for it, which is really cool. I think that's a neat idea. You both look like you need an extended weekend.
Just added 2.
Yeah. You know, that's the sucky thing, is when you come back from vacation and you're like worse off than you were before you went on vacation. But, you know, yeah. What's the difference between 12 dB crossover and 24 dB crossover? I feel like I should already know this. You should. We've done a pretty in-depth review, and if you go back over to Dean and Fernando's car stereo clips, I believe we have an explanation of this in one of the fundamentals. So you might want to check that out. But it just has to do, in a nutshell, it just has to do with the slope of the crossover, meaning, and we do this in fundamentals, so I would definitely go check out the fundamentals. But you have 6, 12, 18, 24 dB per octave. So that has to do with the slope of the crossover. Now, where that gets even more confusing is when you're talking about whether you're using a Butterworth, Linkwick Riley, Basil, and there's like 3 other ones that just, woo! And that has to do with actually at the down point, what kind of interaction you have. So the 2 most common, to make it easy, is 12 dB Butterworth or 24-bit Linkwick Riley, followed up, probably the third would be an 18 dB Butterworth.
24 dB.
Huh?
24 dB.
I said Linkwick Riley. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
No, you said 24-bit.
I might have said 24-bit, but it should have been 24 dB. Yeah. Which one's the most? Yeah, there you go. So got it. Adding a sub to base audio 2008 Mercedes B200. I have an LC7i to use. Good application for it. Yeah, that's a perfect application for it. You should be rocking and rolling. Thanks, Dean. I have a much better understanding now. Perfect. Wi-Fi is wireless network, not the internet. Correct. That's I think what I hammered home rather well. Last question for today, that is LOL. Kicker, L7S or Alpine Type R, which would you prefer and why? I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer to that. They're both pretty impressive subwoofers. The Alpine Type R, they're again a conventional application woofer because it is round, has a aluminum basket, handles a decent amount of power. It's like 500 watts, even though the box says 1,000. Don't ever put 1,000 watts to them. Please don't ever put 1,000 watts to them. You will be very disappointed when you blow them up. About 500 watts is where they pretty much tap out, maybe six at the most. It has a unique surround. See, the thing is you're looking at 2 woofers that there was a lot of technology put into them. So they're what I would call smart woofers, as it were, where they're just, overbuilt, over-engineered. A lot of thought went into each one of them. So it's hard to say, like, hey, we use a lot of both of them, because there's certain applications we can use the Type R for, like the Type R works great in the Fox boxes. So a lot of the Fox boxes we end up using Type R woofers in because they have a cool grill that'll go onto them, which is for that fabulous grill. And 2, they're not too deep. The way they're designed, I'm not going to say compact by any stretch of the imagination, but it's tight. It's like well thought out. It's very useful. Yeah. So we use a lot of those in Fox boxes. The L7, we're kind of limited because we don't build boxes, so we're kind of limited to pre-made boxes and or boxes that come L7 ready. So if I can fit 2 L712s in the back of a car, 2 L710s in the back of the car in a pre-made box that, like a kicker box, or 2 of the Alpines, I'm going to go the L7s just because I feel, But I think you're going to end up the same. They're both put out a ton of bass. It's just personal preference.
Yeah.
I want to go square just because it's square.
Different.
Poor man's F1. You still got to be pretty expensive. They're not cheap. But I mean, they're not $35,000, so I guess that's a good one. We're talking about the status, by the way. Did the shark at the fair give you cold? No, I think it was the alligator. So if your amp comes with a bass knob, but you have an Epicenter Micro with an ACR4, what you use? Well, Bobby, I'm using the Epicenter Micro. So most amplifiers, not all, but most amplifiers, the bass knob is just that. It's a bass knob. It's a level control. It goes up, it goes down. The nice thing about the Epicenter is that it's a linear bass knob. So it's going to go from 0 to max volume, but in a linear fashion. It's not like, woo! It's not like a half pike, which a lot of bass knobs are half pike. The exception to the rules like Pioneer. Pioneer makes a bass knob / bass boost. And if you want to add, you have an Epicenter, so in that case it really wouldn't matter because you're adding your effect to it. Mm-hmm. But that's where the variance comes in. For you, just use the Epicenter and you'll be living life. Should I use the bass knob with my P310 or subwoofer control on my deck? For that, you do need to use the bass knob from your P310. It does need that bass knob plugged in to function. So I would use that. Whether you want to turn it all the way up and use the one from your deck, it doesn't really matter, but plug that bass knob in for sure. Alpine doesn't have a knob. Alpine does have a knob. It's an add-on knob. It is, what do they call that? There's a name for it. I can't think of what it is, but they actually make an add-on knob that'll screw onto the left or right of the screen, or it can be mounted anywhere in the car. So if you want to mount it here in the center console, you can. So yeah, they do have a knob. It's just not part of the unit. So if you don't like having a knob here, Alpine makes a knob. You can put it here, you can put it here, or you can put it down here, or over here, or right there, or wherever you want. It's a universal knob. Fernando's going to look it up while we're talking.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I'm going micro. Yeah, I have questions. Of course you do. It's okay, man. It's okay. Good morning, guys. Good morning. What is the difference between 12 dB? Okay, we got that one already. All right. I hate it when that happens. Bobby, use the ACR. Yeah, definitely. Mesh man laughing.
Alpine RUX.
Yeah, that's
remote bass knob.
Is that it?
Huh?
That one?
Yeah, it's this one.
No, because it's wireless. That one looks wired. Yeah. Anyways. You bet. Alpine R. Kicker for the win. Tech tip of the day. Woo. Tech tip of the day. Do we have a tech tip of the day? I think if you just look up the 10 or the 509 series radio, it should appear. I don't know, something like that. Bobby, I don't have a tech tip of the day today. I am sorry, but my brain is just not working with tech tips right now. I can't pull one up. Maybe tonight. Tonight, by the way, we're going to be live at 6:30, which is in an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We have a new product we're going to talk about that for DIY guys is going to be awesome going forward. It's a new thing that iData has come out with. I know we've talked about it in the past briefly, but we finally got all our samples in. And so tonight we're going to spend a couple minutes and go over. We're also going to be live tonight, both on Facebook and on YouTube. So we're starting a new thing. This will be the first week. There'll be some hiccups because I know there will be, because we need to. For those of you guys that are Patreon members, we always put the Patreon in the rebroadcast. I need to move those over into the live. So I'm going to try to get that done before we go live tonight, but then I'll have to modify it. So I don't want to leave you guys out because we're changing stuff, but because we really appreciate everything that you guys do. Without you guys, the show wouldn't be possible. There it is.
Quick sound control.
Yeah, so here's the Alpine knob, by the way. Hold on, let me flip this around. So if you look here, this is the knob, and as you can see right there, it's screwed to the side of the radio. It can be on either the left or right side. It can move up, it can move down, but it doesn't actually need to be connected to the radio. It's wireless, so that's why I said you can mount it anywhere you want. There's the RUX-HO2. So there you go. There's your Alpine knob. I think it's pretty cool because for those of you guys that like knobs, I think it'd look neat, like down here in the center console or something like that. So you get to have some fun with it. I was thinking about putting the 6x9 SPL shows into Tacoma, since I know I can bi-amp the tweeter in them and put a 3-inch mid-range. Okay. We've actually done that in Tacoma, but you're not the first. What we did was a little bit different than what you're doing. We put the SPL Show 6x9 in the door, and we also put the SPL Neo tweeter in the dash. That was impressive, to say the least. The Neo tweeter with that was, if you're looking for loud, mind blown. It was pretty intense. Doing what you're talking about will probably work really well too. Yeah, those tweeters are just, there's, when you wrangle those tweeters in, dial them back just a little bit, it's amazing how much sound you actually get from them. Like the range is pretty impressive for sure. But yeah, no, that wouldn't be a bad idea. The only problem is with the tweeter down that low, it might not give you the staging that you're hoping for, because you're bringing all that tweeter down to the lowest part of the car, and tweeters are directional. They do have some off-axis value, but that low might not work for you. Recommended sub to run on the Kenwood XR5, the XR5 channel at 2 ohm. I mean, have you looked at the Kenwood Exelon subwoofers? They're really nice, and they come in some amazing boxes. I'm a big fan of doing those, but obviously without knowing what application you're worried about, it's like 3 to 4. I can't remember what we got out of it on the dyno, but you want to just look at something, medium, 300 or 400 watts, power handling, pretty efficient. Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. I competed in DB drag in the late 90s. The loudest one, simple, really. Want to compete in SQ, but isn't it subjective since we hear differently? No, it's not. Because, alright. Talking with Jeff Smith, the object of SQ competition is there's a disc or there's tracks, and there's certain things that they're listening for in those tracks. So there's no subjectiveness to it, because it either does what they're looking for or it doesn't. If you're talking about the way you like something to sound is not necessarily the way that competing is supposed to sound. Okay, so change that in your brain. I know, trust me, it took a lot for me to wrap my head around that. Because you think like, oh, this is an SQ build and I'm going to compete with it, and you're sitting there and you're like,
Nope.
No, man, this isn't fun. Because they take the subjectiveness out of it, and everyone has this predetermined box that they have to get to, and that's how you win. Not making it sound the way you want it to, making it sound the way they want it to with their
boxes, man.
You got to tick boxes. It's all about ticking boxes. So think of it like this: when you're competing in SQ, you're $1 Million Mayfield.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather.
You're Floyd Mayweather, whatever. You tick the boxes. You tick the boxes, it takes the win.
Yeah.
And the fewer points lost,
It's about points.
it's all about points.
It's all about points.
You know, so yeah, and that's kind of how Jeff explained it to me. So I you know,
Now some of these cars sound amazing.
I'm not saying they don't. Oh, for sure.
Like, oh my
I mean,
God.
you have to sound amazing in order to get to that point. There's no doubt about
100%.
it. But you know, you might not want to daily listen to the tune it takes to compete with.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You might not. Some people do. It's okay. You know. Square, more cone area. Exactly, Bobby. Easy there. What the heck, man? Okay. Recommended 12-inch sub to run off. Okay, XR901. Believe it or not, the 901, we got, what, 800 watts off of that thing?
Shoosh, yeah.
So we got like 800
That's
watts
easy.
out of that amp when we dynoed that thing. That thing was a monster.
It is.
So you could put almost any 12-inch subwoofer on there. I mean, you know, if I got room for a 12, 900 watts, you could put a Q class, your Q class L7 Q class off of that, no problem there. You could put a Rockford P3, Rockford T1, and about 10 million other subwoofers. So whatever you want, man, it's got the power to do it.
It has the power, that's for sure.
It definitely has the power.
Oh, wait,
Alpine Type R versus JBL Stadium. I'm not real familiar with the stadium. I do have a set of arenas. I know, right? We're going to be reviewing those later this week, if we're not dead. Have you worked on a 2021 Dodge Durango?
Yes.
Was it a 20 or a 21? I think it was a 20. 10-inch screen, Alpine system. Just ordered the Rockford Fosgate DSR1. Where's the factory amp located? Thanks. I believe the factory amplifier should be located in the rear of the vehicle on the driver's side.
Driver passenger, no?
Well, it might be on the passenger side if the subwoofer's there. Sorry. Oh, that sounded juicy. But yeah, it's in the rear of the vehicle. That's really all you need to know, because I thought it was the passenger side, but it might be the driver's side. Either way, back of the car. So if you're putting everything in the back of the car, great. Otherwise, you may want to get the extension cable for that DSR1 that they make. Oh, that was wonderful.
Not to sell. Don't go see Sig Dean.
Yeah, note to self for sure. Yeah, wait a week. I have a 2012 Honda Pilot. Want to replace factory speakers and add sub with factory radio. What do you suggest? Thanks in advance. I mean, you're just going to keep the factory radio. Does it have Bose, non-Bose? If it's non-Bose, it's easy enough. You know, look at something moderately priced. You don't need to go too crazy because it doesn't have the power for it. What I mean by moderately priced, like something like Alpine S-Type, Rockford R-Type, CS from Kicker, Kenwood Exelons, DJ from Hertz, the Morel Maximus, which one is it?
The Maximo, yeah? Edgy, or which one?
Yeah. Maximo?
Maximo Edgy.
Yeah, the Maximos from Morel, if you want to go a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
All of those will work great off of that. On that Honda Pilot, there's probably this, if it has a factory subwoofer, there's no external amp. It's actually built into the radio. So you'll be hooking up to that. I would recommend something that has load resistors built into it, because more than likely you're going to need that. Everyone should have bass.
Yeah.
Does the PLC come with the P310 come apart to flush mount? The PLC is the bass knob, and the answer to that is kind of. Yes, you can take it apart. No, it does not come with screws in order to mount it. And you do need to sand the crap out of it in order to get it to fit. So if you are not a professional that has a bin of extra screws to attach it to, I would not take it apart and mount it because you will be very disappointed. And it's not a lot of fun. Have you used the William Berg product yet? No, we have not put the William Berg product in yet. We haven't done it yet. We're terrible. I know.
Yeah.
Tech tip: buy an IRTA. Buy an RT. It's an IRTA too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's right.
Yep.
Yep. Right there.
Yep. All right. Well, we're gonna end it there, guys. What's up, Arturo? I'm sorry I missed some of your questions. Thank you guys for playing along with us. Make sure to tune in tonight at 6:30. We'll answer more of your questions and, of course, just have a gay old time.
Yeah.
Woo. All right, guys. Have a great night. See you.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Look at that guy over there. What a professional. I mean, look at that. He's focusing so hard. He's going to get 10 notifications while he's trying to do this, but, and have to always flick up on his phone to make the notifications go away. But hey, it's okay. Hey, you know who just joined?
Who?
Morel America.
Oh, hi guys. Thank you for watching. This show is brought to you by MorelHighFive.com.
Did you say high five?
High five.
Oh, it sounded like you said high five. I mean, it's all good. We can high five.
Hi guys. Welcome to the show.
Just let it go.
Exactly.
Man. Just let it go. Let it go. Good try. What's up, Danny? It was a good try. Oh, sorry. I was sitting on here. It's after hours, of course.
Yeah, it is.
Yep, we're partying it up. How many people use toilet paper for Kleenex instead of Kleenex? I feel it's a much better value.
You don't have more Kleenex?
And I used them all up yesterday. It's okay, man. I got 200 rolls of toilet paper up there, so we're good.
Yeah.
He sounds like the guy that does the intros in the movies. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So these are the Arena X speakers. Ooh. Hopefully you guys are super excited. We're wrapping up filming. That's why we have the white out. Not the toilet paper. That's just keeping my nose from dripping into my mouth. Hello from West Illinois. What's up? Anyways, we just got done filming the Arena X unboxing, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty excited. No, man, just got a cold. It's like 152 degrees here, so air conditioning to cold or cold to hot all day long. You always get that summer yuck.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it just kind of happens. Anyways, yeah. So we're checking. He's getting ready to post some stuff on the arenas. For those of you guys that haven't seen these from JBL, get excited because I believe if everything goes according to plan, then tonight I'll have this edited and up tomorrow because I really want to.
Well, that's what I'm gonna put it.
Yeah, I really. Yeah, I guess I don't have a choice now.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah, I really want you guys to see these things. These things are like awesome. Hey, we should have Oscar make you some pods to hold these in your car. Yeah, no doubt. How about a post from the Mosconis are next. Moscone, we just got back from vacation, so you gotta work with us here, there, Christian. Slow it down, man. Slow it down. Not all of us play in our cars all night long like you do.
Come on, man.
Like every weekend
People working here.
Yeah.
Okay?
Every weekend he's pulling out a system in the Audi and putting a new one in. Give me a break, bro.
Now he is like a down for sound guy.
Oh yeah, I know. What a sellout. Anyways. Abraham, when setting gains on an external DSP, I watched the Demore videos. What I got is set the gains on the DSP as high before clipping, before the amp, then adjust the amp. Is that right? Man, that's a, gosh. I gotta tell you, man, just keep the gains as low as possible. that's it. I mean, this whole DSP gain nightmare that it's turning into. You guys, we keep the gains low, man. I'm not worried about getting all the sound in the world out of this thing. I want it to sound great, so keep the gains down. Where the hell are you going to install that tweeter? So, actually, it's funny you should ask. We had, there is a set of these, several sets of these installed in a gentleman's car that won SQology this year, and we reached out to him because we want to show you guys his car. So he sent us a bunch of pictures. So in the video, I don't know why I keep saying so. In the video, we'll have a slideshow of all the install that he did, which is like unbelievable how he put these things in here.
Yes.
So that's why I was like, man, I really want to get this video up just to show you guys what he did. It's pretty awesome. So. Any news, DSR1 items for the premium Accord wanting to get rid of? Nope, the Accord still sucks. It's still just gonna, nope, nothing new. I'll do the 6.5 on the sail panel. Probably easier, I'm not gonna lie. Although I will say this, in the box comes with a ton of stuff for helping you build the mount, which is really cool. We just found that when we did the unboxing. Oh, they're going in the lab. They are not going in the lab. This is a straight unboxing.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Honda Tech guy?
What's up?
Dean, what size power wire for Epicenter Micro? Just regular remote turn-on wire is fine, Bobby.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need anything special. No, you don't need 18 gauge to do the trick. You really don't need 16 gauge. No, just remote turn-on. Yeah. Hey, everyone. How's it going? Could be better. The iPhones are getting better picture-wise. Yeah, I mean, I will tell you this. When we went on vacation this year, last week or whatever week it was that I was on vacation, I was going to buy a brand new camera. I had every intentions. I bought a new GoPro because we did some snorkeling and some zip lining and stuff like that. So I bought the new GoPro 10, whatever the hell that is. And because it made sense. But I was going to buy the new Canon R5, I think, or 5R, or whatever the hell it's called, and the 7200 lens. But they were I couldn't find the lens anywhere, and I didn't want to. So I was like, you know what, screw it. I just don't want to deal with. I have a ton of pictures from Maui. We've been there before. So I was really more concerned with just spending time with the girls and, you know, doing family stuff and whatnot. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to do everything on my phone. And if you caught any of the pictures that I posted on Facebook, those are all shot with my iPhone here, edited on my iPhone. I did like one picture a day just to have fun. The only picture I didn't shoot was there's a picture of me underwater that the divers with us took, and then I edited it myself because they didn't do anything to the picture, and there was a person in the frame which I deleted, and I like night and day difference between what they gave us and what I did.
Yeah,
because,
you show me, and I'm like, what? That was not in the picture.
Yeah, because I'm way too picky. I'm like, Haley was like, dude, this is an awesome picture. Just all these things are wrong with it, and I go, hold my beer, I got you, bro. And what was funny is she liked my picture so much she erased me from it and put her in it. So
yeah.
She's like, oh, hold my beer, bitch. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, that was the only picture I didn't take with the iPhone. But yeah, it's pretty incredible. These phones are definitely getting better. Arena X, can't wait to hear them. I can't wait to hear them either. We didn't do an audio test on these. This is just strictly an unboxing, talking about the speakers. More of an education so forth than anything else, because a lot of people don't know that JBL makes something of this level. And I'm pretty sure after you guys see this, you'll be like, what the holy crap. Dean, can you make me an amp rack for the FRS? No, because I would have to have an FRS here. And I don't have one. Cord with premium audio sound system. Do you use Access DSP or something else? Well, the problem with the Access DSP is, there again, we've talked about, they still haven't been able to fix the echo in the microphone. So until that issue is resolved, there's really kind of no solution for it. So, yeah. I have the Infinity 3-Way, unfortunately, like you had for the Ram 1500. Is it advisable to disconnect the tweeter or adjust signal sent? We'll be doing a 3-stage from the DM810. You could easily disconnect the tweeter. There's no doubt about it. You could also, if you don't want to disconnect the tweeter, depending on how you cross them over, you might just limit their sound anyways. So if you're using 810 and it's just going to be playing mid bass, you're going to just defeat them out of the whole equation anyways. So, like if you're crossing them over from, let's say, 80 to 300, chances are good the tweeter you wouldn't even hear the tweeter anyways, because the tweeter doesn't play down that low. So just by the crossover, you'll be eliminating any performance the tweeter's going to get in the way of do. So I wouldn't go pull your door off quite yet. Do you use RAW? Yes, I shoot in the RAW format, because they give me the option to do it, and that's one of the holdouts that I've had for this damn phone, is that give me the RAW. For those of you guys that understand what RAW is, well, maybe next time, bro. But yes, I shoot RAW. I've always shoot RAW. That was why
You didn't use me?
No, no. It has nothing to do with that. Has nothing to do with that. But no, God, I don't even want to get into that. It's a car audio podcast, not photography. I know I've spent plenty of time talking about that today, but whatever. No, I did not pick up the spider. I saw the picture, very cool. I thought it was neat, and Haley challenged me. So, Dean took a picture of being on Mars. Okay, so the Mars picture. Mm-hmm. All right, that was great. Funny story about that. So that was actually about 25 feet down from the ledge that we were standing on. And I got the brilliant idea, and it's all lava rock. All of it's lava. But my dumbass was looking, and I go, I can get down there, and I can get a really cool picture of the waves crashing into that area there that they were doing. Because there again, not the smartest guy in the world, but I wanted the shot really bad because I was getting one from up high, and I was like, damn it. So I crawled around over there, and then I crawled down deep into the hole. And where I stood to take the shot, there was like a bunker blocking me from the waves coming in. So it was I could duck down, and they would just splash against the rocks. It was no big deal. So I turn around to leave, and I yell up at the girls. And just as I do that, I get pummeled, man. Like, just soaked. And Haley had just stopped recording. And I was like, God, really? She's like, well, stay for the next one. And I'm like, no, I'm soaked now. Gosh. But yeah, it was...
You can stay for the next one. You already soaked.
No, I wanted to get out of there because I was feared for my life. But yeah, it was kind of funny. We'll be doing the exact same setup as the REM, except Rockford Fosgate amps. P604 for the dash, rear P302s, and the P1000. We've actually done that same system with Power Series as well. Not the P's, the T's. For P310s, awesome. All connected with DM810 and the PAC Amp Pro digital. That should sound wonderful. Yes, we did another one of those that we did for the Rep, where we did all Morel speakers and all Power Series Class AB from Rockford on it. And he thankfully went with the seat raising kit. So we were able, and then for a DSP, because they're also the Audison reps, we did the Virtuoso. So Virtuoso, bunch of Rockford amps that, oh God, it was hard to fit. And then he kept the truck all for 3 months and then sold it with everything in it. So, oh well. And it took like a week to get it in there. So it was kind of oh man. Have you ever used the D10's topping unit? Can you hear a significant difference in sound quality? What is the D10's topping unit? I don't know what that is. You're going to have to give me more information. I don't know. Have you installed a stereo in a 2020 Hyundai Venue? Not yet. If there is anything for it, Metro would be the only company I know that would have anything for it as far as like a dash kit goes. So if you're looking to do one, start with metroonline.com and see where it goes from there. If they don't list anything, then there's nothing available. I'm trying to decide between Kicker CS series speakers or the cheaper Focal auditors. Please help. Ooh, okay. That's an interesting question.
CS.
CS or auditors? I think the only thing I can say to that is what makes Focal is their tweeter, and that their tweeter is it shines like a diamond. And the Auditor, this version of the Auditor is the first one that does that. It carries that Focal mantra down into the Auditor line. In the past, they weren't. They were really boring, and I was not a fan. But the new one that we just put in Haley's car, they really do that. And we took out the KS to put those in. And she's digging these more. I'm just going to say that. Not because there was anything wrong with the KS. Right. They just weren't as lively.
Now you done.
Oh, wow. That was a good picture. Nice picture. Good job. Mr. Lopez 13. Mr. underscore Lopez 13 just posted an Auditor picture. I've tried to do an old school setup in my car. 2 old Suburban Vega 12s with 2 old school punch amps. One low one, high one. What DSP would you recommend? You just need something simple. Maybe check out like the DSR with the Rockford DSR 1. At least in name, it'll keep you kind of going. I mean, if you want something old per se, you could, I mean, not as old as those, but I mean, you could check out the Rockford 360. I don't wish that on anybody, but maybe a DSR 1 because it's small and you can hide it, and it works from your iPhone or Android phone, so you know you won't have a controller or anything, so it'll just kind of be hidden out of the way. That way you can keep the kind of old school look, not have to worry about highlighting it. Dean, where do you guys mount the ACR4 and the Dodge Ram? I don't know, Bobby. I don't know. I don't pay attention to that. That's his job, and he doesn't remember anything.
What are we talking about now?
Exactly. What about the Ram bass knob? When using a DSP, when do you ever boost up? Depends who you talk to. Most people say never. Yeah, most people say never. Let's go with that. Abraham, have you watched the show we did with Brian Mitchell? If you haven't, it was a live show we did a couple weeks ago. Fernando was out. I believe it was a Saturday.
Yeah.
Definitely check that out. We talked about DSP the whole show. He gave you some of his pointers. I suggest watching that. It'll add couple more tools to your toolbox. Evening, just late night. Yeah, we're just finishing up filming a video on the JBL Arena X's. We're actually waiting for a phone call back. We had a question. We wanted to verify some information. So I was like just sitting here twiddling my thumbs and was like, hey, man, let's say hi to the world. Or at least you guys.
All right. Jack says boost when needed, but have a professional tune it.
Is that Jack?
That's Jack.
Jack Meal?
That's Jack Deal.
Jack Deal?
Jack Deal.
He's got the deal.
Yes. I want some tacos, bro.
I want some tacos. I mean, I always start, like when I'm starting tuning, I start at 3 to 6 dB down.
Yeah.
With everything. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I've got room. Yeah. But everybody wants to turn those gains up, man. Turn my gains up, bro. How far can I turn up my gains?
Don't say that.
Can I turn my gains?
That turns out.
I just want to turn up my gains, man. How far can I turn? Jesus Christ, gains. Your DSP has like 10 volts of output, so I mean, really, your amp gains can kind of be like, I don't know, off. Back then, what did people use for DSP? It's funny, Fernando asked that question earlier today, and believe it or not, there was actually DSPs back then. Sony had their unit. Don't forget, Alpine had F1 back then. Mm-hmm. Clarion made a DSP. Audio Control didn't necessarily make. They did make a DSP later. It wasn't called a DSP. But you had the JBL, Andy Waymeyer's fame, which was what the heck is it called? Somebody help me out here. JBL had their 8-channel thing. I can't think of it. Sinus just killing me. And a lot of people just use EQs. So, you had...
So who was the first company came out?
Dude, now you're asking... I have no idea. No. I have no idea on that one.
So deep into it?
Yeah, that's a question for probably Jeff Smith. At what point would you or should you consider adding a second battery running 3 Fosgate amps, mentioned earlier, P. All right, so big power is one thing. Like
JBL MS8.
Thank you, MS8. Oh, man, dude. It was right there, just no.
Thank you, Timmy.
Thank you. So it depends how you're going to use your power. If you're a balls to the wall all day long kind of guy, like you're going to be pounding on this thing, or you're a guy that just goes with big power because you want big power. You're not necessarily going to use it. You just want to make sure it has big power. The big power guys that just want to have big power, like, for example, the RAM that we did with the Power Series amplifiers, as well as the one we did, we didn't add a second battery. It had enough to do what they wanted. It's when you're trying to balls to the wall this that, yes, adding more battery power is a good idea. In these newer vehicles, though, I do advise some caution. Be careful. Sometimes the electrical systems are a little, finicky. And make sure to fuse it properly and use a switching relay. Always use a switching relay. They call those isolators, but they're not. They're just switching relays. No one uses isolators anymore. They're switching relays. They're called isolators, but they're not. It's not a true isolator. It's isolating the two batteries, hence isolator, but that's not what they are. They're just switching relays. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. The D10S, D10-H. It goes between your phone and the DSP amp, and it's supposed to upscale MP3 files. Oh, one of those things. I've never used one. I've never used one. So for Fernando, he has the Sony GS9. And to get the uncompressed files out of the iPhone, you use the camera kit, which is a Lightning to USB, and then that plugs into a USB port on the front of the GS.
DAC USB.
And so that's your DAC input. So you're getting the uncompressed files out of your phone into the DAC that's in the radio. I've used, for my headphones, I use a Dragonfly, which there again hooks up through the camera kit, goes through USB, and is a DAC, a little external DAC that doesn't do anything. It just allows you to listen to, uses its own processor. So I don't know how upscaling would work. I've never really paid attention. I've never heard it.
And yes, I still have the G35.
Yes. Yep. What's the type of sound does Kicker CS and KS give? It's good. I mean, honestly,
It's kicker sound.
it's kicker sound. You know, the CS is a great line of speakers. I mean, for the money, you can't beat them. I mean, you know, it's just if you're forcing me to tell you what a difference is between the two, I'm going to come up with a difference, and that's really it. But the CS is money in the bank for
It is
sure.
great. They sound great.
Yeah. I have a Tacoma I was thinking about using for the front doors, the 6x9 SPL shows, and the SPI coaxials, the rear going full active, and where the original tweeters, I was thinking about putting a 3.5 inch. Mid-range, Milli Pros, does that sound like a good idea? Because I want a 3-way up front, but my original plan was to use the Focal Flax Evo FX, which would be a better option. All right, hands down, the Flax are going to just destroy whatever that thing is you're talking about doing. We've put those 6x9s in the door of those. Your tweeter's going to be way too low. I don't know what you're trying to do as far as that goes, but no, you're not going to get the SQ soundstage system I'm thinking you're hoping to get at all. No, it's not going to work like that. I would go Flax. If you're trying to get something like the Flax, are going to be plenty loud. There's no question about it. But if you're trying to get something that is sound quality, and you're going to want to get that tweeter up high in the dash. You're going to want to get the mid range up high in the dash, or high in the door, as it were, whatever. But no, that tweeter down low in the mid range, it's not going to work the way you're thinking it's going to work. And those are loudspeakers. Those 6x9s are loudspeakers. They're not mid bass. They don't do mid bass. They do mid range. So it's a big 6x9 inch mid range, not a mid bass. So it's not the speaker you're looking for if you're in the same conversation saying Focal Flax, because the Focal Flax is a conventional speaker that's made to put out mid bass, mid range tweeter. whereas the SPL shows are made to compete in the loud genre, which, if that's what you're going for, cool. I would just put the SPL show tweeters up in the dash and you'll be fine. Sorry. What DSP would you use for SQL system? I'm guessing SQL, SQ Loud, or SQ whatever, Lovely.
SQ Lovely.
It doesn't matter, dude. All DSPs, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay. DSPs. To be a DSP, you need 4 core features. You need crossover. It's time for a drink.
Yeah.
You need crossover, level control, time alignment, and equalization on all channels. All right? To be a DSP, you have to have those things. So all the DSPs are going to do that. Where the difference lies is what other features you need in the DSP. Thank you. So there are other features that more advanced, more expensive DSPs have. So that's where you kind of separate the men from the boys, so to speak. But as far as, that's kind of a weird question. Like, I mean, if you're just trying to do something that sounds good and is loud, you can do that with a radio. To be honest with you, get one of the new Sonys, one of the new Alpines, the Kenwood, Exelon XR 10-inch that has the parametric EQ built into it, and you could do amazing things with that. Hal Victor, who's in the show, drives up from Miami. We just got done tuning his car with the 10-inch, using the parametric EQ. I test mic for tuning from Audio Control. Way to go! Yeah. And holy shit! I mean, not gonna lie, I was blown away when I was done with it. I was like, dude, Fernando, you gotta hear this. I mean, it sounded incredible.
Yeah.
So maybe think about just getting a more higher end radio that has the better EQ built into it, or go DSP, whichever you like. All right, let's fast forward to the end here. Sorry if I missed your question.
Oh yes, that's a lot.
I know, it's okay. I'm trying my best. What was your first car audio system? Ooh. Dodge Omni, 1980 Dodge Omni. We called it the Power Wagon, or Power Omni. Called it the Power Omni. Had Power Omni and stickers that I bought. Big white yard stickers we put on the windshield. That's right, bro. Anyways, it had a set of Peerless tweeters laying on the carpet in the center console. I had a Sony Walkman as a source unit. I had 2 JSE, or Jet Sound Electronics, 8-inch speakers. I had a JSC 2-channel amplifier powering those. They were some kind of woofer, not necessarily a subwoofer, just some kind of woofer, and it sounded absolutely like shit. But I didn't care. It was, it was like 88, 87, things were good. And it just went uphill from there. So you got to have that first system to know when it sucks. So, we were just talking about some nonsense today. That I was reminiscing about for the fact that compression on my ears and all this head is screwing with my brain. I had fond memories of my first EQ because Fernando was showing me a picture a gentleman put up of his radio with 5 EQs underneath it, and I was like, wow, that's $600 well spent right there. Anyways, I had bought a Kenwood, had made a half-din, half-size EQ. And the reason why I wanted it is because it had a 30 hertz slider on it. So I was like, dude, that's 10 dB, which I didn't even know what that meant back then. At 30 hertz, my bass is going to be insane. I can't wait. And needless to say, Fernando said, so you were kind of disappointed when you finally bought it. And I go, totally disappointed when I finally bought it. It kind of turned me off for EQs for a while because it didn't do anything I thought it was going to do. But then again, that was probably 88 or 89. And there wasn't a lot of information to help people. There definitely wasn't. Yeah, I know.
I was playing.
I know, you were playing with
little cars and everything.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
You're all.
Thanks.
You're all.
Yes, the gray hair pretty much defines that. And the lack of hair on the back of my head does that too.
Wow.
Yeah, for those of you guys got hair back there, you guys suck. Do current Zapco amps still have that old school quality, or did it all go to ARC? Man, I don't think I'm qualified to answer that question. I know there's a whole new line of Zadko amplifiers that I saw when I was over in Europe, and they do look sexy as hell. They're black with a
they still have the gold
brass. Well, it's like copper. It's that copper, and it looks so gorgeous. They got a new $5,000 DSP, which I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, it's not surprising the money. It's just...
Yeah, but it was funny because the guy that had it was like, dude, yeah, I'm the only one running this DSP, and it's so cool, but it has one thing I absolutely hate about it. And I was like, you just told me it was $5,000, and then you open with it has one thing I absolutely hate about it. And I'm like, okay. Maybe not.
And this show is not brought to you by...
No, it is definitely not. But regardless of that, I honestly don't know. I was talking to Brian earlier. That'd be a question for him.
Yeah.
All right, what's up, Steve? I always forgot where to set crossovers on a full-range amp when using a DSP, all the way up or all the way down. 80 hertz. 80 hertz plus or minus. Yeah, 80 hertz. Just go 80 hertz. 80 hertz and up. 80 hertz or down. Sub, it doesn't matter. But yeah, 80 hertz. 80 hertz is your friend. It always will be. The Zapco that I have dealt with recently are more like Hyphonics. Okay. That's interesting. Regarding the Jeep video, does no one make anything similar to Q-forms for the kick and add components to help with sound? For the kick, no. For the door, yes. DS18 is making door pods for the Jeep and the Bronco to add more speakers into the door panel. Their goal is to make it louder.
That's the goal.
That's their goal there. But yeah, nobody's making kicks for that thing. Not yet. They do for like the JKs and the CJs or whatever. All the other Jeeps, they have like plethora of plastic things to put speakers in all different locations for those. But the JL, I think everyone's just content with what's currently out. My biggest complaint, and the one thing I'm hoping that somebody, for the love of God, I've talked to every manufacturer, and they're all like, oh, that's a great idea. We'll have to look into that, which is no, is to open up the grill, because the grill in the front of the Jeep is for a 4-inch. And it's you put a 6.5 behind it, and it's like, oh, well, that sucks. So somebody hopefully will make a bracket just like we do for the rear, and we can open it up and actually get some of that 6.5-inch air into the Jeep, and that will solve a lot of the problems, to be honest with you. But that Jeep that we did, night and day difference. She was like, when she picked that thing up, she goes, I've never been, it's her exact words, it was wonderful. She goes, I've never been so happy to pay twice for something. And I was like, okay. I mean, I really felt bad for her.
I mean,
but
she didn't pay twice. She
paid twice.
No, I know, but like...
She paid twice.
Not paid twice to us.
Not twice to us, no, but just, yeah. I think they know what I meant.
I know.
But yeah, it sounded really good. She was really happy. And that's, at the end of the day, all that matters. All right. Oh, the linear power was pretty cool. Who has great wiring kits? Who has a great wiring kit? I feel at this point everyone's got a pretty decent wiring kit.
You can check Metron.
I think everyone, dude.
Stinger makes a great amp kits.
I think everybody
Ford
does.
makes great amp kits.
I don't know of anybody that doesn't. There's so many wire guys out there now that make great wire. Just make sure you get 100% copper. That's all that matters, man. 100% copper. If you want to know more about wire, my boy Hi-Fi Vega, it's your boy. He does a great breakdown of zero gauge power wire. And for me, if you watch that, that will help you understand how each one of the manufacturers builds their power wire, because Zero being the premium, the flagship. So if you're not making that awesome, you're pretty much not going to make the rest of the stuff. So I would head over and watch his review of zero gauge wire, and then that'll help you decide which company you may want to look at for getting your other stuff needed.
Yeah.
Well, thank God you have a real job now, Christian. Lost my hair a long time ago. Bald is beautiful. I like what I have. I don't want to get rid of it. I mean, I wear a hat. That's why I was excited. He goes, okay.
I got the T-Spec distribution block. They are nice.
Dude, T-Specs are dope, man.
Those are nice.
We're going to be doing a review on some of those. We just got real busy and we haven't had a chance to look at.
Still waiting for field.
Well, I got to tell them which ones we're missing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but no, because when we did the review of the new wire, we talked about the distribution blocks, and I said we'll do a review on one of those. So they sent me a couple blocks, but we've just been so busy with everything else, I haven't reached out to them and be like, hey, I need these other blocks to add into the video. So we'll get that one out soon, hopefully, because I really like, and we got to use one of those blocks in the Porsche that we did. And that thing, their four power distribution is really nice. So
it is cool.
I got Mucinex, man. I've been drinking it all day. Getting a little drunk on Mucinex for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you have to.
What did you guys work on today? I gotta be honest with you, I don't remember. I don't remember at all.
That was an Amboy.
What?
An Amboy, the GMC.
Was it?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I thought it was it was a GMC. That's why.
GMC.
I thought it was a Chevy. They're all the same. Sorry.
The GMC Amboy.
And it looked like a Trailblazer.
We actually did a CS speakers.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did. I forgot about that. Because I didn't look at them. We put headrests. That's right. I put in the headrest monitors, which I haven't done a set of headrest monitors.
Oh my god!
In probably a year.
A year,
if not longer.
Like 3 or 4 years.
Ah, God, that's why I don't know why people would want to put headrest monitors in. They suck so bad.
I was surprised when you told me. What?
Yeah, I know. I know. It was like one of those lies that you do to me all the time and get me with. Oh, God, that was terrible.
Funny, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, we actually doing it. Huh.
On the new Tacoma with the garbage stock radio, if you have to keep, do you recommend a key lock and a lot of adjustment on the DSP to make it sound good? I do recommend a key lock. As far as whether you need a lot of adjustment on the DSP, not necessarily the case. Remember, the DSP is there to help. It's not there to necessarily go crazy with. Remember, the speakers, this is what a lot of people get confused, and it's like, I want to make these sound like this. And it's like, so for example, we talk about sound that a speaker makes. So like, Focal has its sound. Morel has their sound. And those are just two of the most popular ones that we talk about. And if we really sit there and we try to make everything sound the same, we've kind of taken out the fun of what that speaker is capable of doing. So, trying to fit everything into a box of like, it's got to sound like this, kind of takes some of the fun out of it. So remember, DSP is there to help, but you don't want to pull all the fun out of the speaker. Let the speaker be itself and enjoy it for what it is. Now, if it sounds absolutely like, oh, I can't take this, then do what you need to do to make it sound better. But remember, let the speakers be themselves. I feel like I'm talking about a little kid. Mm-hmm. Let your kid be itself and express itself the way it needs to, so that I hate when people do this. So that you can, whatever. You understand what I'm saying, guys, right? Okay, yeah. Yep, I'll get some hate mail for that. Whoa, you're talking on it. Whatever happened to Monster car audio amp kits? Oh, I don't know. I'm sure somebody knows, but yeah, Monster and Esoteric and all those guys. I'm sure they did some stupid stuff and went out of business, but they were big guys for sure. Sorry, I had to get off for a second, but did you answer my question? What about DSP would you recommend for SQLs? And actually, yes, we did answer it. And I don't want to answer it again because we spent quite a bit of time on it. I'm sorry. But yes, we did answer it. So if you jump back in, scrub through, we came up with a couple answers that might help you. Mm-hmm. And don't grab the wrist signals right on the new Tacoma. Okay. I try to avoid grabbing the rear signals for anything on anything because they're just crap. Monster left with Circuit City. I don't know, but sounds good. Yeah, I mean, that's good as a lie as anything else. What type of subs are the best to put in a 2020 Jaguar X? I'm sorry, I've never heard of a Jaguar before. I don't even know what those are. No, we don't. Honestly, I have no idea as far as the Jaguars. It's kind of not one of the cars we see regularly, if that ever. Jaguars are kind of like my Achilles heel. I don't know what it is, but definitely, I don't know, man. Jaguars, Volvos, and Saabs just ruin my day. I don't know why, but they always have. I love the new Jaguars. I would own one in a minute, convertible, but I would never touch the stereo. Hey, Dean and Fernando. Glad I was able to finally join an Instagram Live. Hot damn, man.
Thank you.
Hey, fellas. Silverado with the Gately. Oh, yeah. Gately 8, still bang strong. Thanks, and again, for quality work. Love you guys. We love that box. That was a fun one for sure. Maybe I should leave it stock. Man, sometimes. Remember that dream I had about the convertible Jaguar? Before I bought my convertible?
Yes.
And I was like just getting ready to take off, and I woke up. Oh, man. One of the sexiest cars, in my opinion, is that convertible Jaguar. Like, just, oh, man. Sexy beast. And I had a dream one night that I was in it, and I was in the parking lot, and I was just getting ready to take off. I didn't own my Mustang yet. Way difference in price. And I woke up, and I was like, crap! And I was like, wait, I was dreaming. Crap! So, it was funny. Why were Band Pass boxes popular back in the day? Well, you had Orion that was sitting there saying they were the best thing since sliced bread. Like, dude, you got to build Band Pass boxes because Band Pass boxes are the best. Orion just pumped that out, like just spewed it from every orifice they had. Like, oh, Band Pass is great. I honestly don't know because, like, we built a ton of Band Pass boxes and we blew a ton of woofers. Like, and here's I think it was twisted logic because once we finally got over the Band Pass and we started just selling 212s ported, we got way fewer speakers back. And it was way easier to build because building a Band Pass box just flat out sucked. But, you'd sell somebody 210s and the Band Pass box, back then the Band Pass box was only $120. So back in the 90s, we were charged like $120 to build a 210 Band Pass. Like nowadays, you can't even buy a sheet of wood for that. Totally sucked.
Just take a look at this.
Oh, that's sexy as hell. Look at that.
I don't know. I just.
Search for Arena Access? Yeah, that looks good. But I think that had a lot to do with it. And you get a lot of that, as Brian calls it, free bass. You get some of that free bass from the Band Pass. So there is a good need for the Band Pass, but I think that's why it was popular back then. I'm glad we got past that point in the box building world. And nothing sucked worse than those Band Pass boxes with the clear 1/8-inch acrylic on them that would rattle and had lights, and everyone thought those were cute. I think Hi-Fi bought one of those recently. This thing sucked. That was a way to ruin a good day. Thoughts on the Kicker Comp 12's loaded enclosure paired with a 400? Comp R's. Are those the red ones? Or are they the yellow ones?
Comp R's?
Yeah, it's so hard to tell. Those are red ones? Mm-hmm. I'd probably go up. If you're doing one, 400 is cool. If you're doing two, you might want to go up to the next size amplifier. I don't think 400 is going to be enough for you. Definitely want to go up on that one. Even the gains all the way down, you can guide me. Okay, I didn't catch the first part of that. Band Pass boxes drop so low. No, I love it. F-Type. Yup. It's not that they dropped low. All the boxes, a sealed box will drop lower than a Band Pass. It's just it had so much impact at that low frequency. So that's what made Band Passes wonderful. Is that, but 212s with a lot of power, it's just as exciting. Actually, probably more so because you have more range. So, hi guys. I installed the Key 501 after my factory amp in a 2017 Lexus IS 200 set. High level input sounds very weak even with gain all the way up. Changed it to low level input and the gain match blinked. Okay. When we're setting those up, we typically would do 10 dB of overlap track. We'll play that one. Yeah, I mean, it's only 500 watts. So, maybe throw a voltmeter on there and see what kind of output voltage you're getting from the amplifier to make sure that you're getting all the wattage that you should be getting. And then, of course, make sure that the LED is blinking once and not twice when you're switching through. It should, but a lot of people, it's just 500 watts, man. So, if you got like 2 drivers on that, 2 subs, might not be enough power, especially in that car, because you have, might not be enough power. You might need more powers. But the nice thing is you can use that as a line driver. You can go into like an 800 or the 1200. So I know you already bought that. I get it. But you can, like I said, you can use that as a line driver into one of their other amplifiers and get more power. Have you guys noticed that business slowed down? Not here, because we're in the install bay and we don't get a lot of time over in the retail side. So we haven't really paid any attention to that side of things too much. But maybe, I don't know. Dean, question: would 2 kicker key LOCs going to an LC7i feeding mono amp 4-channel? I have a Ford F-150 2022 XL with bass radio and 6-channel speakers, tweeters tied into front speakers. Thanks. So you would never go out of the kicker keys into the LC7i, because the LC7i is a high level to low level adapter. The kicker keys are high level to low level adapters. So you wouldn't feed one high level into another high level. You would never do that. That's not how that works. If you want to put a kicker key on the front and a kicker key on the rear, key LOC, to level out the signal, yeah, you could do that. I would, you're going to need some kind of a DSP in there, more so than you're going to need that. The Ford Tune really isn't all that bad. Very rarely do we do anything with it. I mean, on the older vehicles, when we were doing the AR to flatten it out, we were still going into a DSP. But even when we weren't going into a DSP, it's actually quite manageable to deal with what Ford has done to the car. But, if you're looking for starting at zero, the key locks out of the factory radio into your amplifier should be how you do it, not out of the key locks into an LC7i. And then from there, you're going to feed your front into the front key lock should power the front doors and the subwoofer. Yeah. Oh, your phone is ringing.
Yeah, I know.
All right, cool. Hey, listen, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. We got to get home. We got stuff to do, and I got a video to edit. Thank you guys so much for playing along with us tonight. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you later. Bye, Fernando.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Hi, Fernando. Wow, okay. What are you, like a chainsaw?
I know.
Oh my gosh. All right, cool.
I was about to say the other one.
Yeah? Run. You like that one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, white guy jokes. Anyways. Hey, good day, everyone. How's everybody doing? I know, what do we got going on here? We're actually doing some dyno work.
Photo shoot, guys.
Yeah, of Fernando. We have the
GZ
radioactive, because I'm radioactive, ground zero amplifiers that we're playing with right now. We're doing some real world amp dynos. That's right, real world amp dynos. They're a little bit different than like what Derek does, or Hi-Fi, where you're trying to get up to 14.4. We are doing everything we can to not get up to 14.4. We don't want to be anywhere near 14.4. We're actually running these probably in the worst way you could possibly do them, in a car. So we use these 2 power supplies here. If we do want to get 14.4, we can, because we can turn on this shelf down here. But for these tests, we like to kind of get a way better, I don't know, it just seems more fun for us. Working on a BMW 40 Series, I connect the signal to speakers on bottom, sound is bad, and connect to the speaker in the door. I have more bass, but the bass is not deep. This is when an electrical RTA becomes very important, so that you can see what is going on. That's why we spent the money and we sell the IRTA2.
You can get the IRTA2 and DNF tool drawer.
And if you already have one, which I thought you did, plug it in and see what it's doing, man.
Where?
You know, because that's why you got it. Paragon sales.
Oh, that's Mike.
Mike. The signal is full range. And that's something weird going on there, because if you're getting a full range signal into it, it shouldn't matter. You know, if that's what it's showing. So it shouldn't be acting strangely. TGIF. So anyways, back to this real quick. We have the dyno doing real world. We just got done doing the 2-channel mono. So these are the amplifiers that we are going to be giving away here soon. Look how cute these are. I don't have big hands, so I mean it's really hard to tell. All right, so I can't show you the phone, but here you go. There. A lot of you guys know how big that is. There you go. So there's your reference. So these are cute, nice and little powerful. Now, one of the really cool things about these amplifiers, now that we've actually got to take the time to start working with them, is all the channels are bandpass channels. That means that, like on here, so this is a 2-channel amp. You can use this as a mono amplifier, you can use this as a stereo amplifier, and you have a high pass and a low pass from 40 to 4,000. That means that this is full on capable of being a mid-bass, a mid-range, or a tweeter channel. This is a 2-channel. The one that Fernando, this guy is wiring up over here is the 4-channel. There again, all the channels are band passes with that same 40 to 4,000. This would make an awesome 6-channel. Just saying, tweeter, mid-bass, mid-range, tweeter, mid-range, mid-bass, full active front. So these are really cool amplifiers. I mean, yes, we are surprised. SPL Mel's in the house. What's up, Mel? We're going to see you in a couple weeks. But yeah, so these are really neat. Now we're wiring up. What he's wiring up right here that you're seeing going on is this is our load resistor bank. So these are 4 ohm, 50 watt or 250 watt, 250 watt load resistors that we put on the channel. So even the channels that we don't test all get loaded down in order to make sure that the amplifier is working
proper.
You know, it's doing its things. Heat wave in Texas, yeah, no doubt, right? Lance, what's up, Lance?
Look at this.
What are you waving?
This is a heat wave.
Oh, it's a heat wave? Oh, damn. Damn. In the center of Atlanta, waiting on jump for a car. Oh, that sucks.
I'm sorry.
The bass has too much voice. That's the problem. EQ, man. EQ. It's where the EQ is at. You need to EQ that down. Man. Gotta EQ it down. 5-star amplifier. Yeah. Anyways, so this is going here. You know what? All right. So I know this is one of those things. I know Steve does it a lot. We'll. Oh, hold on.
Hey guys.
Hold on. Wait. Boom. Go.
Hey guys, welcome to the Morel Show. Ah, you see it? You like that one? That's a Morel Show. No. You can find Morel hi-fi.com.
Next month is coming. We should be having more cool stuff to talk about from them.
I'm excited.
Do you want to show them how to do the dyno? No, all you gotta do is hold the phone. You want to hold the phone?
No.
Yeah, here, hold the phone.
Why would I want to hold on, man?
I don't know. Hold the phone. We wired up to 1 and 2.
Yes, sir.
All right, so the first thing we're going to do is select mode DD1 plus, and I always go past it the first time, just because it says here I need to play tracks 12 or 13. We are going to play track 12.
The other side.
I know, I'm going to go the long way around.
Always the hard way.
Always the wrong way. It never fails.
12.
No, I don't have to press pause on this, so we'll hit next. On the up, Kenwood all the way up. So if there was distortion, this red light would populate, but with this, we could turn the volume all the way up. We get no distortion. So we'll select next. Turn the amplifier gain. We're on channel 1. We turn this gain until. Why don't we see signal? Are you plugged in?
I'm plugged in.
No, you're not plugged in.
I mean, it's in use, I.
Oh,
Dude.
All right, let's try that again.
Come
Okay,
on.
so let's start turning up. We have signal. Let's start turning up this level until we get a red light. We get a red light.
Ooh, distortion.
Yeah,
Ooh.
so we want to make sure we have no red light. Select next, and then we'll go to track 14. Actually, let's go back to track 12 because let's make sure. Okay, hold on. We should be able to. All right, so that stayed. All right, track 14. And select next. All right, that's gonna give us our overlap, and then we're gonna turn this up. We do our dyno, and then we'll hit pause on the direct, and we'll hit exit. And then we'll go to our certified run. We'll select enter to channel, and we're gonna select 4 ohm. We'll select enter. Play track 409. We'll go back to track 4. We'll take the long way. Because this is, why not? And then we'll hit pause. And then we'll hit start dyno. And then we'll press play. That's how tedious this is, guys. And then after about 5 seconds, the numbers will start going crazy.
Yeah, top power.
And then we got 180, 183. Now here's the funny thing about this. We just got 180, 183, all right? 13.54. We could run this test again. We could run this test 5, 6, 7 times, and that number is always gonna change. For example, the 2-channel amp we were doing, we just got done rewiring this demo that because we got this new rack to put everything on. And we probably ran that test at least, 20 times? It was different every time. So, a lot of people look at these numbers and they're like, oh, it's not going to hit this number every time. We could run it again, which, we will. We'll run it again. We'll see how close we get. So we'll hit reset the track, wait till this goes to 0, press play, and we'll see what we get. It should be close, but it's going to be different. All right. Oh, I hit pause again. All right, hold on. It'll do its thing. Let's see what she gives us. So we got 180 and 183. So it's a couple watts off from what it was. The more we run it, the hotter the amplifier gets, the more that's going to change. Sometimes it's 50 watts off, sometimes it's 3 watts off, sometimes it's 100 watts off. And it's just the luck of the draw. It really is. It's kind of strange. But hey, that's not bad. We can now move on. We'll go back and we'll say, okay, let's do a 2 ohm test. And we'll reset and pause, hit enter, start dyno.
Yeah.
Yep, and we'll press play. And we'll see what she does now. Doom, doom, doom. All right, so there you go. Now you got 11 separating them. Voltage went down a little bit. Voltage went up about 0.1. 260, 271 certified. But this is what's happening in your car. Your car's voltage isn't fixed. There isn't 2 big ass power supplies like this with 120 amps of current keeping this thing going. Your voltage in your car is moving around. It's doing stuff. It's, your air conditioning's going. These amplifiers are gonna constantly put out. Now, if we turn on the bottom power supply and take this up to 14.4, which I'm not gonna do because we've actually disconnected the power wire, this will go right up to rated power and it'll give us whatever the box says. We know it'll do it because we've actually already done that. But we don't want to give that rating because it's those other guys can do those tests. We don't want to do that.
No.
But this is a lot of fun. This is more fun for us. And I think
Trying to not get the 14, yeah, of course.
Yeah, because we want to see, like, hey, what is this amplifier going to do for us? Now that's a 4-channel amplifier that's putting out at 2 ohms. What, 100 something watts? Jeez, 100.
What is it? Is it 4? The 4 is right there.
It's 175. This was putting out a ton.
175.
So, dude, even at like the 14.4 rating on this is 275.
275,
So
and
we're
we
only-
got 260
So
right
we're
there.
a full volt away.
So
Shoot.
260?
Dude, this thing probably puts out about 325
Wow.
at 14.4. No, we're not going to do that test, so don't ask. But this is the fun of the dyno. Now we could, if we leave this amplifier on and let it heat up for another 20 minutes, and then
Yeah.
say we run that test again, that's going to be totally different.
Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, the amplifier is getting hot. So
It's going to change.
yeah.
So, all right. So this is pause now.
So let's
we're
go
gonna
back.
And we got to. So every time we do this, we got to keep going through all these. And we'll
Yeah.
Enter, and that takes us back to the home page.
So this guy wants to buy he wants to buy one of your wire rulers. Yeah,
Okay.
one he can buy. If not, he's got a question for you too. When you got a minute.
Okay.
How much?
No, just
Give it to him?
Yeah.
Two of them?
No, that one.
I'll do it anyway too.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be there.
Dude, bye, Paul. Bye.
Whenever
we're live.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Literally live. It's okay, man. Just take your time. You have the whole box. Whole box is yours.
I'll come back.
No, you won't.
All right.
I'm gonna flick a booger at him in a minute, just like flick a booger. Anyways, so a little bit of dyno lore, a little bit of fun and excitement with the dyno. We know how you guys love dyno stuff, and just to give you like perspective as far as the headache of doing it. So this is what's happening. So this is to hold this black screen so that we don't get glare on that, and then I have to kneel down and press all the buttons. And what size gate lead box do you recommend for Rockford Fosgate power? I mean, get the biggest one you can. I mean, what's up, Oscar? I mean, go have fun. Go create bass, man. Yeah. $1,000 charger right there. Don't you know it? Not that you need it for your Tesla, but anyways, you need a way more expensive one for that car. Anyhow, so that's what we got going on here right now. We had some cars we took care of this morning, and we had a lull, so we're like, let's get this thing figured out. Can you please tell me the front and rear speaker size of a 2009 F-150 Super Cab? It says 5 1/4, but I want to confirm. So Paul uses Pioneer's website and or Crutchfield to figure that out. A 2009 doesn't seem like it's a 5 1/4. Yeah, dude. There again, I'm a visual guy. I don't really do years, but I don't think a 2009 is a 5 1/4. I believe it's a 5x7, especially if it's in behind the rear seat. And it's in, yeah, I would think 5x7. But check Crutchfield and or check Pioneer. Those JBL also has, if you go to their website, also has a speaker size indicator too, which is really nice. Cubic feet for box, or does it really matter? You need the right cubic, as you can imagine, you need the right size box for the woofer that you're using, not necessarily the power you're using. So woofer, power, size of box, it's like a pyramid. So what woofer am I using? How much power do I have? Equals the size of the box that I should get. And the manufacturer of the woofer, most of the time, like Rockford, would help you with that information. So if you say, I have this amplifier, I want this woofer, if it's a Rockford woofer, then they'll sell, this is the size box you should use, barring that you know how much room you actually have in the car. Is that the giveaway GZ amp? Those are the giveaway, yes, there's two of them. There's the small 2-channel that we're going to use on the sub, and the 4-channel, so we're finally getting around, so hopefully here shortly we'll be able to give them away. Can I run a single 8-ohm subwoofer on a 4-ohm stable amp? Yes. And what you'll get is less power. So what you just saw on the amp dyno is we showed you power at 4-ohm load, power at 2-ohm load. So it got more when you went to 2-ohm. If you go from the other way, if you go from 4 back to 8, you'll get less power. So sometimes that's not a bad thing. So for example, let's say you had a 1,000 watt amp, you have a 500 watt sub, running it at 8 ohm. Let's say it's a dual 4, you can wire it 8 ohm. Great, because you get a lot less power out of that 1,000 watt amplifier. Chances are good you won't blow that sub. So that does make things a little bit easier. Sometimes we will do that in order to prolong the life of a woofer in a very bad situation. Dean has a 60K base vehicle confirmed. Oh, God. I wish. Not really. What's up? All right. Been rocking box life for years. Got a wall demo. Should I bust out the chop saw and make a wall myself? Hey, man. Go for it. Whatever works. Alright, moving back, going back to some of these other sizes. Send that deck to Big D Wiz, man. Scott, the dyno. No, I'm gonna keep my deck. That's definitely gonna hear. I like the Phoenix Gold amp in the background. Yeah, that is the TI-3 6-channel. Jeff Smith contributed that to the wall. It's got a bad channel on it. Most of the amplifiers on the wall have something either special or wrong with them. That one just has a bad channel. We do have the other two of them that are in perfect condition. So seems like enough power for the Elates. Yeah, pretty much. It's a decent amount of power. We good?
Yeah. Oh, wonderful.
Any 911s on the horizon?
No.
I don't think so.
No, I mean, the 911s is one.
Yeah, I don't think so. I honestly, I'd have to check. I don't remember, but I don't think we do. We've done a bunch, but we haven't filmed them just because, I feel bad. Hey, Dean Century D, I'm having trouble with my 17 RAM. Just installed the pack. AP4 CH101 with the kicker, key 200.4, the CT sounds, Strato, 6.5 components, but sounds like crap. So, crap is an interesting term to use. I'm assuming it's not the premium audio system, because that would sound weird. But if it isn't, and you put the AP4CH41, you had to make sure you went through the setup, meaning the reprogramming of the factory radio to premium mode. So hopefully you did that. If you didn't, then you didn't actually, the CH41 isn't working yet. So you have to make sure that you've done that. And the easiest way to test that is that the front speaker output no longer works on the radio. It's just rear speaker output only, and it doesn't go up and down with the volume knob. But no, crap is weird. And the other thing, as far as DMs go, I never look at my DMs. I'm not gonna lie, I don't look at my DMs. I don't. Bad channel. Yeah, it could be. Is a premium... Oh, wait, you have a premium system and you put... You have a premium system, you put a key 200.4 in. Lackluster at best. The key was not made to go into a premium audio replacement. You had a way better... If you had a premium RAM system and you took that out to put a kicker key system in there, yeah, you're not going to be that impressed. Because the premium audio system wasn't too bad at all. So there again, are you just doing a front stage upgrade? Are you doing front and rear off of it? Because if you are, it's not going to work. You don't have enough power. Your factory amplifier was more power than the key was. The key is really just meant as a non-amplified, non-premium upgrade to make it sound like a premium system. If you have a premium system in a car, you're going to take that out. You need big boy stuff after that. A key is not a big boy amplifier. A key is a cool little, put it in and go kind of thing. To go from premium to key, that's not even, that might not even be a parallel move. It's good, it's fun, but you had center channel. It was full DSP, so you're going in backwards to go to a key in that. What you'd really need is a big DSP and a big amplifier and way more power, key isn't going to do it. Hey Dean, I'm going on a round trip with the family. If I disconnect my subwoofer, will my amp heat up? No. No, it will not. It won't see the... Two things. Yes, disconnect it. It won't see the ohm load. If you disconnect the RCA, it'll go into idle mode. So, but why not just pull the remote turn on too? I mean, that would probably be the best move, is just disconnect the remote turn on. That way the amplifier won't even heat up. And it's easy enough to do. It's only one screw. That would be mine. 2021 F-150 factory stereo. Got factory stereo, not premium. What is the best way to integrate an aftermarket amp? What is his definition of crap? No highs, no lows. Good one, Jeff. There again, I don't know, but I mean, you know, we've seen that if it's not a premium replacement, it's not made to do that. As far as your F-150 2021 non-premium, there is no harness for it right now. You do need, if you're going to do something, the easiest solution for it, if you're going to be DSPing it and you want to get it as clean as possible, you need a load resistor, so you need the greens, so you need the LGD, AC LGD 20s are what you're going to want to use to load the radio down. You can go into a key lock on the front channels. If you're trying to straighten that out, you can go straight from the rear channels into the DSP or into your amplifier. Don't try to fix it if you're not going to be doing a DSP. So like if you're just going to be doing a 4-channel amplifier and a sub or something like that, just come out of the radio, go directly into the amplifiers. Make sure you use the AC LGD 20s. Those have to be used. And just, you know, go from there. If you are going to be using a DSP, we would probably not worry about de-EQing it on that one because it's really not that bad. We would just go right into our DSP and we'd fix everything with the DSP. If you want it to be a little bit easier for you, like you haven't done a ton of DSP work and you really just want to get to a clean sheet of paper, put a key lock after the factory radio before the DSP, unless the DSP you get has autocorrect. Some of the bigger ones do. It just depends on the system you're trying to build. But reality is, if it's the non-amplified, front and rear LGDs into whatever source unit you're gonna, or whatever amplifier, high level, whatever you're gonna be doing from there. So it's pretty easy on that one. So we took 3 ways out, go to 2 ways. Yeah, well, crap. I know, man. It's one of those things where it's like the key is really cool, but there should be a disclaimer there. And they've talked about it a little bit, but you know, no one really goes too deep into it. We've mentioned it several times that like if you had the non-premium Dodge, the key is cool, but 10 speaker stereo, taking it out, putting in a kicker key is not going to make anybody happy. You have an Amp Pro, which is nice. What you might want to look at is going bigger DSP amplifier. I know it's yeah. I understand. Fish tacos or shrimp burrito? Fish tacos. Fernando likes tacos, so he'd say tacos. How big of a big boy system for the Ram? It's not necessarily like, you know, you need to put on your big boy pants and go, you know, trudge through the field. But the thing is when you have, regardless of, when you have a premium factory system, let's look at it like that, not necessarily the Ram. So premium factory system means you have active front of some kind. You may have 3 ways. You have multiple channels going on. You have a lot of things happening. It's not just front, rear, sub, or tweeter, mid, rear, and that's it. So these premium audio systems have DSP, they have time alignment, they have all this fun stuff done to them, and then you're taking all that out and you're trying to go basic. It doesn't work. It's not going to give you the same exciting effect that you have now. A lot of the times in these cars, it's just, yes, they sound flat, they sound bland, but like the basic part of the stereo doesn't sound bad. Like it's still positioning and it's still imaging and it's just boring. So now you have to look at, all right, well, if I have 10 channels of audio, I can't replace them with 5. I'm going to have to replace them with probably 10 or maybe 11. So you have to look at, how am I going to do that? One of the reasons why we brought in Helix was because Helix makes a 12-channel DSP amplifier. They make an 8-channel DSP amplifier. They have a 10-channel DSP amplifier. Audison, with their new Forza line that's coming out, is built around that same concept. Like, they have a 5-channel amplifier that has a 10-channel DSP in it, so that you can do stuff like this. So yes, when we're integrating in, it's easy. Like, I got 6-channel preamp output, but what am I taking out, and what am I going to replace it with? So that's one of the things that when we sit down with a customer, and we try to figure out what it is about their factory premium audio that they like, and what is it that we're going to have to do to make it better. If someone strolls in and they're like, I have this factory premium audio system, I just want a better front end, like we always talk about, the front stage upgrade. We're not going to worry about what's happening in the rear, what's happening in these speakers up in the headliner, and all those. We're going to concentrate on where the lackluster portion of it is. They want a better front stage, so we'll put our time and effort into that. So a big boy system for that might just be putting in a DSP amplifier that, let's say, has 100 watts per channel. So we get like 400 or 500 watts to the front, adding a subwoofer to add impact. And then going from there. We're not replacing all 10 channels, we're just addressing the problem that he has and making it sound better. So a lot of people want to come at it and just go, I'm going to do everything. Back it down. You know, you don't necessarily have to do that. It's just addressing the problem. It's gotten a lot more complicated dealing with car audio now, and that's why when we talk about, like, when manufacturers are just coming out with a 5-channel amplifier, it's like, cool. But it's not front rear sub anymore. It's tweeter mid subwoofer, and then they don't put in a 10-time multiplier or a bandpass, like when we were talking about on these ground zeros. Like, these all have bandpasses on them. It's like this little cute amplifier has bandpass channels. This is a great 4-channel front stage upgrade amplifier because it has the capability to do a tweeter and the capability to do a mid-range. So you could put this into a premium audio system, adjust the crossover to your new crossover points, and if the surround is good, meaning the EQ is okay, the time alignment is working, we just want louder and better speakers, well, then you're good. You're done. You don't have to go crazy. If I put an Amp Pro in there, though, now I'm stripping all of that out of there. So the Amp Pro is with the intentions of putting a DSP in there. So for that, I'm going to look at something that has a DSP built into it so that I can then go in and add back in all the stuff that I just stripped out. As you can see, this is a paradox of fun and excitement that we call car audio. And with that, Fernando, you're back.
Yes, I'm here.
We got to get finished filming this so we can clean up and go home at a reasonable hour. You guys, thank you so much for spending your time with us. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, 6 o'clock. Bye.
Bye.